You said it, yeah. You said it. That this man is solely responsible for winning the league for a team. Now, if you're a bang average striker, and this was not a one-off game for him like a Federico Makeda from my Manchester United team. He was consistent in that season. You cannot say that if a man was consistent and was the sole reason, one of the many reasons, if not the sole reason, because remember, I can't forget that day. They were basically getting ready to engrave the Red Devils' name in that trophy.
City 13 points ahead, I think. Completely run away with it. 10 men, leads at 10 men, and they still lose at home. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but a notable absentee was Sergio Aguero. And I want to talk about Sergio Aguero and his impact on Manchester City since he's leaving the club at the end of the season. And Gapur, as a rival fan, I know it's quite hard to admire your rivals, but you must admit that Aguero has been absolutely sensational for City over the past, 10 years?
Yeah, he's been, he's literally responsible for one of them types.
Right? Yeah, which every Manchester United fan.
I don't want to reach that moment, because I was celebrating that title, saying that it's in the past.
Celebrate too soon.
Yeah.
I will never forget that day. But yeah, so he's literally responsible for at least one title. But yeah, he was within the first wave of the new City.
Yeah.
That came about him, Yaya Toure, David Silva,
Vincent Kompany.
And Vincent Kompany. Well, yeah. And he's been one of the best servants. Now, granted, when we talk about best servants for City and best striker for City, he's being compared to Paul Bickham. So let's take it with a pinch.
Yeah, so I understand where you're saying. Yeah. So there's not.
You get what I'm saying? So to say that it's not saying a lot, it's kind of underwhelming. But still, it's a very integral role in powerhouse City has become for the past 10 years. And that's as much as I can say for him. I'm not the biggest, City fan, so I would want to double into that.
All right, Chris, what about you? And where does Sergio Aguero rank amongst the best Premier League strikers to have played?
My God, man. You give that question.
Yeah, man.
Right, so I am also a United fan, as Brian knows, but I am probably more objective. I'm probably more objective than the man to my right. So I just think that Sergio Aguero, like many others in the team, and I realize it's a trend that once Pep thinks that you cannot contribute to his progression, you're going to slowly dial him up. And Joe Hart is a prime example.
Yeah.
Joe Hart was also a great servant at City. Great stopper of the ball. Actually, he's very good at the ball, with the ball at his feet. Joe Hart as well. Has been the number one for years at England because of how he could have handled between the sticks at City. And he just faded out with Claudio Bravo coming in from Barcelona, and then eventually also Edison from Benfica. But I think that he is definitely top 5 for me, strikers in the league. Has to. There's no, in my opinion, when your back is against the wall, when City's back was against the wall for them to win the title, they could have counted on Sergio Aguero, and which is also why I thought that Damion Gordon, when I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, he told me that Gabriel Jesus cannot fill the shoes of Sergio Aguero, and that also spells the impact of a player on a team. When somebody comes in to try and fill your shoes, and many persons are saying, listen, you're not a Sergio Aguero, then you know your impact. You said it, You said it, that this man is solely responsible for winning the league for a team. Now, if you're a bang average bang average striker. And this was not a one-off game for him like a Federico Makeda from my Manchester United team. He was consistent in that season. You cannot say that if a man was consistent and was the sole reason, one of the many reasons, if not the sole reason, because remember, I can't forget that day. They were basically getting ready to engrave the Red Devils' name in that trophy. Everybody was celebrating in that locker room. Wayne Rooney, everybody, literally, Sir Alex Ferguson ready to pop champagne, and Sergio Aguero found the way to creep in behind the defenders and score. Literally was the reason why they won the league. There's no way that he is not up there with strikers.
Right. I knew it was going to reach a point where the viewers are going to think I'm hating on Aguero, which is why I like to give them the flowers. No, because what happens when it comes to comparing to the best ever, the best of the best, it seems like I'm being disrespectful, but in essence, it's just recency bias in a more of the head, and we forget him, do it before him. You get what I'm saying? And that is why I prefer to just give him flowers. Have a segment of give him flowers, but no say, that's it. You get me?
Hold on. So if you don't have him as top 5, which strikers do you have before Aguero?
Well,
I want to hear that.
That leads me to the question. So I'm going to ask you guys to list your
top 5. Because if you don't
strikers.
have him as top 5, you know, because look at it this way, when Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012, Drogba was one of the sole reasons. He scored the equalizer against Bayern Munich, and he scored the winning penalty. Right? The guy who was the leading assist for Arsenal in the league. Many persons classify him as a midfielder. Some people classify him as a winger. Some people classify him as a striker. Well, in this case, probably a striker, and that's Thierry Henry. He has been impactful for Arsenal as well. Went to Barca, won the league.
So who's your top 5? Who's your top 5? In your top 5.
All right, so Jesus. All right, so do I have to put it in a particular order?
No specific order.
Yes.
No. I'm not putting
Come on, say with it. You have to say
it. To suggest who's...
No. I don't have to put it in a specific order. I don't. Right. So you can't tell me that.
But you sound like you have Henry as top player though.
Huh?
So like you have Henry as the top striker.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Give us the number 1 and then give us the rest in random order.
Number one. It's very hard to say, but striker. I want to say one or the other. I can't. One mind is telling me Alan Shearer. And another is probably telling me Didier Drogba for me. When it comes to big games, in my opinion, Drogba was able to produce. Case and in point, Champions League. They needed somebody to score an equalizer. He was there. Needed somebody to win to score the winning penalty. He was there. But for me, my number 1 probably has to be Alan Shearer.
All right. Therefore, what about you? Or you want to give my top 5?
I need the top 5. More see who missed out for Drogba.
All right. So Alan Shearer, Didier Drogba, Thierry Henry, Robin van Persie, and Aguero.
Wow. Okay. So
I'm telling you, recency bias is a thing. Recency bias is a big, huge thing.
You cannot. You seriously. You're. All right. So I want to hear his top 5 as well because I'm
going to give you an order as well. And the point I was going to
give me an order.
Not only did Sergio Aguero not make my top 5, he barely made my top 7. He's definitely top 10. Top 5, but I'm going to give you the top 5.
Okay.
Top 5 in order. Ruud van Nistelrooy 5.
What? Continue.
Luis Suarez 6. Luis Suarez 4.
Yeah.
Alan Shearer 3.
Mm-hmm.
Thierry Henry 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne 1 and only Rooney number 1.
So Wayne
Best
is the
striker
best striker in Premier League history.
to ever do it. Ever do it. And I don't understand how he's not in the top 5.
Hold on.
How is he not in the top 5?
Hold on.
That was
Stop.
kind of
Hold on.
surprising.
I agree that Luis Suarez should be in top 5. My apologies for that. But Wayne Waza Rooney, I am not going to say that Waza does not belong in top 5. In my opinion, he definitely is top 7. No doubt about that. But you're telling me that I'm still trying to fathom here. You're telling me also that Aguero is not top 5. Right? He barely makes your top 7.
Right?
But Ruud van Nistelrooy, Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Luis Suarez, and Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney is your best. I am a Manchester United fan, and I don't think that Wayne Rooney is number 1.
Hold on. No. Let's do. We're not going to debate the rest of the top 5. Let's do the number 1. Hold on, Peter. What's your top 5?
My top 5: Thierry Henry, number 1, best striker I've ever seen in my life. Wayne Rooney, number 2. Suarez, number 3. Aguero, number 4. Shearer, number 5. Drogba doesn't make my top 5. Sorry. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I would understand why, if I wanted to be biased.
That top 5 is weird. Since I found in the middle of we having an argument about striker, top 5 strikers of Premier League.
Please.
You want quickly give us your top 5?
Yeah, I would love
to. Of all time. Top 5 strikers in the Premier League of all time.
All time.
Yeah.
That I've seen played. Alright.
Well, yeah.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
This is in order or not? No.
Wayne Rooney. No order. Wayne Rooney. Kun. Harry Kane. How much that?
Wait, hold on, no. Wait, who you say a while ago after Van Nistelrooy and Wayne Rooney? Aguero? Okay, fine, continue.
Harry Kane. For that?
Yeah, that's 4.
And 5th. 5th one kinda.
No.
Hold on, the fact that you ask so much, I want to ask you a question. Which team you support?
Man U. Someone don't want to be biased. I'm putting.
No, but I want. All right. So since you asked that question, I want to ask Nana this question. Why do you have Aguero in your top 5? Because we were arguing about this before you came on.
Numbers don't lie, bro. Numbers don't lie.
The impact and the numbers don't lie, right, Nana? Just want to clear that up.
That point doesn't meet your point, though, because Rooney and Ruud van Nistelrooy is not in your top 5. And
No,
Rooney
but
is in
them
top 5.
man never used to watch football in time,
so his numbers don't lie. Rooney has to
Hold on.
But him never used to watch football in time.
Hold on. You did not even mention the fact that Kun barely makes your top 7. That's what you said. Kun barely makes it.
Yeah, I understand.
But let me tell you why.
I don't understand that.
Let me tell you why.
Ryan and myself literally said that he's
Alright, see, Kun is numbers, you see me? But you see the era with like Henry and Van Persie, like you could have said if you name Van Persie and Henry, then Kun wouldn't be in it, even though he's good. But the man that we call the Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rooney, you see me, the Henry, you see me, the Van Persie.
But
like,
Harry Kane,
not even. What is
Harry Kane, though?
Kane's really good, bro.
He's going to be.
With present. No, brother. I think like if him don't leave the Premier League, bro.
One thing I think Henry possessed, that I think Kane possessed is the ability to ensure that others find space. I mean, it's really telling, and his assist numbers
Kane is a complete
as well.
striker. Kane
He's
assist
complete, right?
and score goals. You don't get a lot of, like, a Van Persie, he doesn't have a lot of assists, but he scores. Aguero, he scores a lot, but he don't have a lot of assists. You know?
Yeah, but the difference
But
between
him come
Kane
with
and
other
the Strikers
things.
is that Kane don't win. Kane hasn't won a trophy. You get me?
When you need to win
So
to
that's why I
score
said,
goals.
yep.
When
No,
you
as
what
in,
makes
it's
somebody great?
considered as
Not everybody.
yeah, no, you win.
Not everybody are going a title.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah, but that's why you're going to be
League.
great, but not one of the top 5 greatest.
Yeah.
You can be great, just not top 5 greatest. You get me?
That's why
But you don't need to win a title in order to be great. You get remembered
So-
by
so-
by titles in some expense, but to at some extent. But like, if you're a striker, it's like a centre back. You'll more get remembered by winning a title than a striker who get remembered by scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah. Okay.
But hold on, Gap. You just made mention something that was kind of ironic. You talk about him not winning trophies, and that's what makes you basically up there in the echelon of strikers in the Premier League. Do you want to remind
Yeah,
him
only for man
what
will
we
be possible.
literally said a couple of minutes ago? Aguero single-handedly won the title for City.
Yeah, but it's not
That's
just
one
that,
of
though.
the
It's
many
not just
reasons
about.
why he was able.
It's a part of it.
Persons to this
There's a
day have
criteria
him
list.
up here.
No, but
Aguero
there's a
has won more
criteria list.
trophies at City.
It's a part of it.
No, but if you're gonna name like
It's a part
some
of
other
it.
strikers, like well, we used to play like this, not necessarily like you have the Alan Shearer, them who were great strikers. We
So
never really
my
see
top 5.
a lot,
Yeah.
you know.
We got my top 5. My
Like-
top 5 was Piera, Rooney, Henry,
Van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy, and Suarez. That was my top 5. My top 5.
Alright,
Me not
Suarez,
agree with
it
Van
never
Nistelrooy.
really. No, what's Van Nistelrooy? No, sir.
Yeah,
Them man
Van
never
Nistelrooy.
love- it's-
But
well,
you
if
said
you
Van-
know me as a player, like when me I grew up and me used to play striker me start out as. Van Nistelrooy was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
you know, a
Remember-
Dutch and
remember-
Dutch.
remember-
I love the Dutch.
Man, you by the man would have busted knee, brother.
Yes,
the man
yeah.
come forward in the league.
No,
tear
man,
it up.
I'm not doubting his talent. I'm just like his impact was short-lived. Like he spent 3-4 seasons, and I don't think that's
And it's the same thing with Suarez.
But Suarez never stay long either.
Look at
But-
his impact. compared
Those
to
are the only 2 strikers who, at their peak, they left the league at their peak.
But and all
So,
those strikers
imagine if
at their
they are
peak
two.
won something. Suarez.
Never won anything. All right, that's fair.
Get
enough.
me?
Yeah.